Alright guys, thetacticalrabbit here, bringing you maybe your guys' sort of ideal gameplay. I've sort of been noticing lately that my search and destroy gameplays have been getting more views, more likes than my respawn ones, and this is a longer video as my subscribers previously requested they would prefer, and it's also a search and destroy gameplay in league play, so it's 4v4, managed to go 17-0 in 6 rounds, which is pretty ridiculous. Get flashed on this side. There's actually only 21 kills on offer considering people leaving, and I worked it out, it's about equivalent to a 60 kill TDM in the amount of kills I got for the amount of kills that were on offer. So I say just hard scope and league play. No point going for some fancy quick scopes or whatever, unless of course you're Rapid Ninja Gods, unless you're Graham, in which case do what you want because I'm far worse than you with a sniper. So my teammate actually manages to pick up a kill using a ballista in league play, which I wouldn't recommend, but last round they were using flashes. I got flashed. Could have caused me to die if I hadn't have baited out my teammate, so I switched to a tactical master class in order to try and approach these guys better and try and catch them off guard and adapt to their playstyle. So I run up here, no one down at B side, so I'm thinking where are they going to be coming from? Either they went to A, or they are in middle map, or they're in their catwalk, so I'm sort of watching middle train, I'm watching middle corridor, and I'm watching their catwalk from sitting here, while sort of keeping my back a little bit safe. Missed the shots on this guy, and I'm pushing up for this kid. Why is this a bit risky? I'm going to have a couple of reasons come up in a second, sort of talking about what I just said. So number one, there's no enemies right behind me, there's also a teammate over there. As I said, there's likely no enemies in their catwalk, because otherwise they could have pushed out for me. Either they're going to be middle or A side then, but no one came middle train, so that sort of gives the conclusion that there's going to be someone in their middle catwalk right behind me, and they do shoot at me, and I try and jump out and manage to take him, get a few hit markers, and then I sort of use my teammate again as bait to try and get killed. So they know where I am right now. My two teammates just went down from enemies in middle map, and therefore I think I'm pretty safe. So I think that because the teammate that just died behind me, he basically took up exactly the same position as I was just in. So the enemy probably thought that that was me. So I take out one guy, check for the push from middle B bomb, and then I push over here because I know these enemies are likely going to be pushing my position because I just shot an unsilenced weapon. So I'm moving around here, C1 middle map, managed to take him out. And now I'm thinking, where is the last guy? Looking back on this gameplay, I'm pretty sure where the guy is most likely to have come from. But what do you think? Do you think he was most likely to come from middle corridor, the tracks to my left, the terminal right in front of me, or catwalk A side behind me? So in the game I didn't really know, so I was checking all the options as you see right here. And then I think I hear him in terminal and managed to take him out. But looking back on the game, I'm pretty sure that was the most likely option, because one guy had come from middle map to try and lock down my position, and I know that previously both enemies were in middle map. I killed someone over down in the terminal near B bomb, and therefore it's quite likely that one of the enemies, if he didn't go middle or A side, actually went round and tried to cut me off and come through terminal. So that is why I think he might have come there, and looking back on the gameplay, realising where the enemies are going to push from is really key, especially in search and destroy, to winning rounds. So I see the grenade come over from here, and I think he's probably an SMG rush up, because usually people who use stuns and tac mask rush up with an SMG, so that's why I was hard aiming as I came around through B-bomb, and I just pre-fire the corner, make sure there's no way he can get out of there, unless of course you're Kieran, and even if you pre-fire, your bullets just go straight through them. So the enemy that killed my teammate down in our departures is flanked all the way around us, and if you flank through an enemy spawn, why would you just double back into their spawn? You sort of wouldn't. So I'm pretty sure he'd have pushed up here, so I'm crouch walking around so they can't hear me because I don't have dead silence, and I'm pretty sure I picked that guy up as he was in the middle of the map. So I pre-aim literally everywhere right now, don't have dexterity on, so it's really key, and then I get my streak. So it's now a 1v1, was a 1v2 at some stage, and there's not that long left on the clock. And then if you're in a clutch situation and you're on offense, it's really important to have the bomb in your hands and to be able to put it down, because that's the way you win on offense, obviously, unless you kill the enemy. So I go and pick up the bomb as quickly as I can, don't want to be too rash really in running around, and I try and plant with at least 10 seconds to go, because if you plant with 10 seconds to go, the enemies don't know if you have to be planting. If it's got 5 seconds to go, they know you've got to be planting, or else you'll lose the round. So that's when they're most likely to check the bomb site, so you try and plant with a few seconds left to go, rather than just 5. So I managed to take the guy as he comes for the bomb. That's a really good spot, by the way, if you didn't know it already. Great to use in league play, great to use in pubs, just a great bomb spot on B anyway, because they can't actually shoot through the elevator. You can see them, they can see you, but you've got the advantage in that situation, and you're also pretty obscure to be seen. So I've got my streaks, get a concussion assist, and I'm going to start to call them in. So I call in an RC car, which is practically useless, but I might as well use it. And you know, RC cars are greatly used very excellently, or something like that, to find out where the enemies are. So I go into their corridor, no one here, so I back it up, stick it in reverse, and come around it and take a guy out near A. So I'm pretty sure now they're going to be middle tracks, they're going to be A side, something like that. So I want to push through, make sure there's no one B, and then try and push over to A bomb before they plant it and leave us in a difficult situation. So I'm checking middle track, and I'm literally hard aiming everywhere. When you're hard aiming and moving around, they can't really hear you if you don't have dead silence, and also it's really helpful because if I see an enemy and they see me at the same time, I'm going to have a huge advantage in that gunfight. So I just shot an unsilenced weapon, and they're pretty good in SnD actually, because they can lure the enemies into rushing your position. So why am I not concerned about my back at this time, him pushing me from behind? Well, it's because I have a teammate watching my back, if you saw on the minimap right there. So one of them leaves, they just can't hang with my beast, and I don't know what I'm going right now, but I'm just annihilating. My teammates were pretty amazed at how well I was doing this game. Actually, a couple of games before this, I was playing in pubs, and I really wasn't doing well at all, so I'm pretty amazed I managed to come in here and get this sort of gameplay. So I'm now calling in my streaks. Make sure you have good knowledge of which bits of the map are exposed, which aren't, and I call in my hellstorm right in a second, because I'm not really sure where the enemies are, and I might as well just use it. Here's one guy middle tracks, I fire it right into his arse. It might have been better to try and split it before it hit him, because if I'd have split it, if he'd have put down a trophy or something, or if he'd have got up and shot it, you can actually pluck them out of the sky like that. One more leaves, and I've now still got full streaks going into this final round. You know, you never want to overlap streaks. It's important to make sure, because streaks are what wins you games, especially in league play. So you need to make sure you're always using your streaks before they overlap. So I start calling in this hellstorm, fire it through the glass in the roof, because I'm not going to be able to kill the guy at catwalk. If I'd have split it right there, I'd have probably killed him if I'd have split it after it came through the glass, but I didn't, and I push round over here to pick up the final kill for the game. So when 2 or 3 enemies are on a team that they're left, they're likely going to stick together, and when my teammate killed one over at B, I was pretty sure the other one would be there as well. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Try and hit 20 likes if we can. This is the penultimate gameplay breakdown you will ever see on this channel, and the montage will be after that. Got a couple of nice little clips yesterday, so after I finish editing the montage, it should be really good. 17-0 in 6 rounds, equivalent to about a 19 or 20 kill SnD in pubs in 4 rounds. So check out one of the other 2 videos on screen if you haven't seen them yet. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.